I don't know, but it's got the look. Do you remember that song from who sang that? You've got the look. I don't know why I did my head that way.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Two nice pieces of depression glass here. If I remember correctly, that pattern is called Fancy. And it is Hazel Atlas, but it has a nice big old chip on the side. You see that? It's also marked Hazel Atlas on the bottom. That's the Master Berry Bowl. I'm not going to buy that because I don't like the chip. And there's a Moonstone Creamer, which doesn't have a price tag on it. And you have to be in the mood to go into the back and ask the folks for a price. And I have to ask myself, am I in the mood? Am I in the mood, Glenn Miller? That was a joke. Here's a pink, I didn't say it, console bowl with painted flowers on it. That's a pretty one. Painted flowers on three sides, and it's $8 on that nice depression glass piece. I might think about that. Those are not old. So, this is pretty. That looks like something. Are they poppies? That looks like from the 30s. Let's see what it says. Oh, it's Taylor Smith Taylor. It sure is, and it's $6. Yeah, Taylor Smith Taylor, 1930s. I like that. Get back in focus, you can see it. I do like that. Look at these funny little mid-century lamps. They're $8 each. And I'm not gonna buy them. But it's some kind of stone or marble or something at the bottom. And then wood. These look like those little legs on the little coffee tables from the 60s. Remember these little legs? I don't know. I guess they're cute, but yeah. $8 each. You know, the funny thing is, I could probably put them in my eBay store. Get some funny little old 1960s shades, and somebody would probably buy them as bedroom lamps. Am I trying to talk myself into it? I mean, it's not my style, but you know, $8 each, 16 for the pair. The stone or whatever it is needs to be cleaned. I guess I could scrub that. I don't know. They say nothing ventured, nothing gained. I guess oh, for Pete's sake. I don't know. I'll consider it. You know I'm probably going to leave the store and not buy it. I did buy one thing, and I'm going to tell you about it in the car. Okay, I've got a funny story to tell you about this. That is a Bartlett Collins cookie jar. And I came to this store earlier today, and a woman had it in her cart. And she was walking around. She had her cart full of old things. And I thought, oh, drat, you know, she got it. Okay, big deal. I missed out. And then, like 5 hours later, which is now, I had to go out and run another errand. And I said, well, let me go by the thrift store again. Obviously, she put it back. It's completely unmarked. And the only thing I can figure out is that, you know, maybe she tried to figure out what it was to resell, or maybe she just didn't like it after she walked around the store. So she put it back on the shelf, and now I have it. So, yeah, I'll show it to you later. It's in good shape. It's a nice big one. And these can sell anywhere from, like, you know, 25 to 60 bucks. And then I'll show you this in a minute as well. So sometimes it pays to visit the same thrift store twice in one day. Yeah, it's like 7 o'clock at night. Ooh. Look at this beautiful cheese and cracker underplate, which has been heavily painted. Beautiful enamel paint on there. I will probably never find the matching cheese compote that was supposed to be with it, but I'm gonna buy this anyway. I just can't leave it behind. Oh, I see birds of paradise. I want to look at those as well. So let me put this down in my cart. I hate that it's missing. Well, maybe it's around here somewhere. I'll keep looking for it. Who was Henri G. Renard? Well, there's no proof that it is a pseudonym for R. Atkinson Fox. Now, who was R.A. Fox? Well, you know who he was. Illustrator, printmaker, artist, very prolific during the first 20 years of the last century, and did a lot of work in the vein of Maxfield Parrish. So it was thought for a while that Henri was a pseudonym, and it's never really ever been proven. So we think that this was a real dude named Henri G. Renard. Anyway, this is his famous Love Echoes. I think it's called Love Echoes. I was right there when they wheeled it out, literally. Everybody was grabbing sneakers and baby clothes and Tupperware, and nobody paid any attention to this, but I did. It's pretty common. You do see this a lot. This again, this type of work and the work of Fox, they're always sort of like fictional settings. Sometimes it's an English cottage with a country garden. Sometimes it's a fanciful Greek scene with columns, but you always have these naked ladies in it. It seems to always be naked ladies. And here they are, and they're calling out, "We love you," out into the valley, and it's echoing. So a little bit of fading, yeah, not too bad, but the original frame that almost always has this blue paint, we love those original frames. I'm not really happy about the water damage over here on the side, but it's minimal. And you ready? You gonna say no to that? You're not going to say no to that. So I will probably keep it because actually it's really not that faded. And that tiny bit of water damage, as I said, I guess I'm repeating myself now, not so bad. So a print that's going to date to circa 1920. Love, love, love me some old Pyrex. And that's what you've got here. It's a square refrigerator dish. Now, I haven't seen one this particular size before. It's got that old, can you see it in there? Right there, that's the old Pyrex mark. Now, we're back before the Second World War. And you also had this wonderful old-fashioned knob that we see on all types of kitchen glass from that era. That's the old-fashioned type of a top there. Yeah, and a little bit of a yellowish tint, not as much as some of the Pyrex. And somebody was asking me about, well, isn't that just nicotine? No. Certainly things can be covered in nicotine, but the yellow in this really old Pyrex glass, and in some McKee as well, glass bake, it's inherent to the way they made the glass. I don't know, the chemical makeup or whatever they put in it sort of just gave it that little bit of a yellowish tint. So it's really, it's not kitchen grease or nicotine, although that needs to be cleaned. That's not where it gets that little yellow color from. I don't know, but I couldn't say no. Don't you love it when they throw glass in a bag? I guess there's no other real way for them to be able to do it. Now, was this made in the 1930s or was it made last week in China? I don't know, but it's got the look. Do you remember that song from the... Who sang that? You've got the look. I don't know why I did my head that way, but you remember that song from the 80s? She's got the look, or he's got the look. That's got the look. It looks 1930s barware. It'll be fun to go home and dig through my books and see. I don't know. Now, I only have enough for, I think there's 3 of these and then two little guys. So I don't have a full set of anything. Where are the little ones? I love amethyst. But if you're going to do dinner for 2, I have enough for just, you know, sort of dinner for 2. So again, could be 1930s Art Deco. I'll have fun going through my books to try to figure out what it is. Anybody know? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Tell me, have you seen it? There's another old song. Sorry. I often think in song lyrics. I usually find the Jeanette sunflower in pink and green, but I don't often find the swirl, so this one's a little more difficult to find. 3-footed cake stand. I went ahead and bought it anyway, even though it has a little chippity-whippity right there. I'm a little more forgiving with kitchen glass from the Depression, and I think most collectors are, so I can live with that. That's a nice one. Yes, it will. You know what it will do. I know you're going to ask me, and yes, it will. In fact, it's doing it right now in the natural sunlight. You know, I think that everybody needs a good example, a nice, good, hard-working, classic glass cream and sugar. Yeah? You just always need a good old cream and sugar. Oh, wait a minute. And it has its lid. These are old, at least to the 20s. I love the pattern. It's very classic looking. No chips or cracks, no damage. It's lovely. It's unsigned, and I don't know. I could try to find it. But it's not really good. It's not fire polished, and there are rough seams here. So this was not, you can see here the little tab there when this comes out of the factory. This is all just pressed. And they didn't do anything to fire polish any of this down. So it was mass-produced, inexpensive glass, but I love, that's the original lid to it. Great. Nice thing about it is you may have a lot of dishware sets and you don't necessarily want to buy creams and sugars to match. There's no etching on this, so you can really use it with anything that you've got. Just is really nice, you know, probably, again, we're knocking on the doors of 100 years old with this, without any doubt. So I will put that down. I'm going to wash my hands off and have a piece of my favorite little candy. Well, I'm really jumping around today. Welcome to the porch of the 1925 bungalow. Let's do a thrift haul. Some of these things I just bought. Some of it is listed in the eBay store right now. And I don't know, am I selling any of this in the... Well, anyway, I'll be sure to tell you. Okay, so listed in the eBay store right now, and by the way, the link to the eBay store is always in the description box right underneath of this video. This, I think in one of my things, said it was a pitcher. Duh, it doesn't have a pouring spout. It's a cookie jar. And it's simply marked USA Pippin on the bottom, you know, the Pippin apple. And apparently you could get a bunch of, you could get, I think, salt and pepper shaker, cream and sugar, things for the kitchen. It's just funny to have a tilt. It looks like a tilt pitcher, yeah. But what else could it be other than a cookie jar? Since there's no spout on it. That is in the eBay store right now. So is this wonderful little Diamond Point creamer. Couldn't find the sugar bowl, but I did look all over the store, and this was all I could find. Very nice. It does have a chip on the rim on the bottom. There's a little chip right there on the bottom rim. 1930s depression glass, and yes, it's got uranium in it, and yes, it'll glow. Do you need a black light to tell that'll glow? You can see it glowing right out here in the regular old light. Now, I love these little things, and I have them all over the house. This is a little one made in Japan after the war, 1950s, 60s. This is cute because this one has a little Currier and Ives scene on the front. Look at the old farmhouse. Yeah. Okay, it's super nice condition. There's the electric cord on the inside. Now, come on. Of course, you have to be difficult once okay. Put your hot water in there, heat it up, and make your instant coffee or your little cup of tea. I think I have one of these in the bedroom. I've got one in the basement. I've got one in the kitchen. I love these little things for heating up water. Speaking of water, as we say in South Jersey, there's a pitcher. Yeah, enamelware, and I don't know how old it is, but it's not one of the Chinese reproductions, I can tell you that. It might be made in Poland, but it might be an American piece as well. A couple little dings in it, but it's not rusted, and you could still, you know, use it. This would be neat for keeping out on your porch, watering your plants or whatnot, or just for utilitarian purposes. I don't know, most people don't really like drinking out of these, but if you clean it, you certainly could. That's in the eBay store. Oh, by the way, if I tell you something is in the eBay store and then you go and you can't find it, that means that it's sold, because some of my things are buy it now and some of them are listed as auctions. Yeah, so if you subscribe to the eBay store, you'll get a notification and you'll know anytime anything new is listed. So you don't have to worry about, gee, I wonder, is he putting anything in there or not? A swing line 444, wonderful stapler. And there are a lot of collectors out there that like them when they find them from different companies. And this one is from a General Electric company, you know, somewhere. And you see GE on it. A GE office, you know, swing line would do this. And it's a big thing to collect staples from different, did you know that? From different companies. Westmoreland made a pattern in the 20s and then into the 30s. And then I think it was disappeared for a while and was re-released after the mid-century, something like that. But I think you've seen these before. These are the beautiful Della Robbia 2-light candlesticks. I've got 2 of them. These are in the eBay store. Now, I told you before, I was always on the fence with Della Robbia before I actually got a piece of it in my hands. I'd only seen it in books, and it always reminded me in the books as if some child had taken a magic marker and tried to color in these fruits. It's much more handsome in person than I think it looks in books. The paint is very translucent, almost like watercolor, but they're pretty jewel tones and it won't scrape off. I mean, I don't know if they fired it on or how they did it, how Westmoreland did it. There's some wax in there from a candle. but this doesn't scratch off of there. It seems pretty stable. So 2 candlesticks in this beautiful late 20s, early 30s Della Robbia pattern. And then a piece of Fenton. I can't remember whether they call it gold crest, orange crest, or tangerine. But we're familiar with silver crest. We are familiar with emerald crest. This is a color I don't run into every day. It's not marked on the bottom, so it's probably made before 1971. You can look this up in the books. I didn't look it up in my book to see what year they did this particular color, but it's a nice Fenton piece. It's online right now. That's a beautiful Fenton piece, and there's not much time left on that. So if you're interested in that, go on. It's in my eBay store. Yeah. And you can see all the details on that. And then by Hazel Atlas, I've got 2 amethyst shakers, and they are amethyst more so than they would be black glass. You think you can see the purple through there now. Little damage on this one lid. It looks like somebody tried to enlarge one of the holes. I don't know why that happened, but we love our old lids. Salt and peppers. And then I've got, those are in the store. These are, and I'm keeping these for now, Platinite, Hazel Atlas, Ovid. Now you can get bowls, creams and sugars, cups and saucers and such. And I love it in the aqua, the blue and black, very mid-century. I also love it in the, pink and black. And I think it comes in a sort of a red and orange color as well. So yeah, 4 plates. And for right now, I'm gonna hold on to those. This I'm gonna sell, although it's not listed yet. I think I might have already shown you. Vinny and I both thrifted one of these a while ago, but I know that's not listed yet. And then the last 2 things I'm keeping, and there might be some other things in the store that I didn't tell you about, and I'm going to continue doing some listing. This, I paid $3 for, and I'm hanging it up in my house. And here's what it says. It says a house blessing. And it says, God bless the corners of this house, and the lintel blessed, and bless the hearth, and bless the board, and bless each place of rest, and bless each door that opens wide to stranger and to kin, as to kin, and bless each crystal window pane that lets the starlight in, and bless the roof tree overhead, and every sturdy wall, the peace of man, the peace of God, the peace of love on all. And that's so 1930s. Look at that. That little frame. Can you see it? There's a glare. Isn't that wonderful? And that was $2.99. And then I just got done talking about this guy. This I'm going to keep as well. The Renard print. Let me see it a little bit. Let me see it again. We just saw this out in the car, but here it is. Right of the era of this house. Perfect. So it'll go somewhere. Maybe over the toilet. I don't know yet. Oh, I forgot. One more thing. You are going to love it. I hope. And it's in the eBay store right now. Right now, you can go and bid on this. Ooh, I feel like I should have some Les Baxter records playing. Not Les Baxter. Who did the Exotica records? Anyway, kitsch. Yeah. Oriental, exotic. 1940s Love, love, love. And somebody, now this may have been the original owner, we don't know. That's old felt on the bottom, and this looks backwards to me. I hope it looks forward to you, but somebody actually wrote 1946 on the bottom. This does date to the late 40s, and someone may have written that on there when they bought it. I will hold it still. Look at the fretwork, the metal work, the pierced work down here on the base. We see this in the 40s a lot. And this wonderful, okay, so Asian. I know that you're supposed to say people are Asian, carpets are Oriental, right? You know, but we're going back in time now to when this kind of thing was popular in the 1940s, and he's fierce. Even this in here looks like it is Asian inspired. That is nothing. That would have been if there was a switch or something. But as you go up, the switch is up in here. Now, look at this shade. It's kind of a rubbery vinyl. I don't know. Once I tell you that it feels rubbery and like vinyl, you'll know. Original shade, probably not. Could be. It certainly does work. Yeah, it's the right size, it's the right color, it's the right everything. So if you like kitschy 1940s, here you go. You've got it. What? Who is bugging me? Go away. Somebody wants to tell me to change the oil in my truck. No. Yeah, isn't that great? No damage on it. Neat little accent lamp for your 1940s interior. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to show you today. So check out the eBay store. There's stuff in it. And I don't know when you're going to see this video, but thank you for joining me tonight. If this video comes out before tonight, which is Monday night, and we have a live sale, and there'll be 2 hours worth of things for sale there. I think right now that's it. So let me go and do something else, and then we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for shopping with me, everyone. I hope you liked all the things that I found. Don't forget to wait for the cat, and I'll see you next time. So long for now.